Next is prove that 0 to infinity. Again there is a next example is 0 to infinity sin pi lambda sin alpha theta upon 1 minus alpha square d lambda equal to pi by 2 sin theta when theta is in between 0 to pi, otherwise 0 when theta greater than pi. So here again this is the example same as the last one. That is we have given the integration. We have to prove this integration answer as pi by 2 sin theta. So here again we have to use the previous method, that is the sine integral formula or cos integral formula, by seeing the left side term and take the RHS as fx. So here RHS is pi by 2 sin theta. So to remember or to think easily the formulae, we have to change these variables, because the variables are not familiar, because in formulae the variables are lambda and x. So you can change these variables and solve the example in our formulae variables. So here the formulae are with respect to d lambda. You can see here d lambda, cosine integral formulae and sine integral formula with respect to lambda, that is d lambda. So here d alpha or first you can change as so here alpha value is here we are formula are with respect to lambda, so replace this alpha by lambda. But this is not the step we are using at the first into 4-5 steps. So here if you replace, for imagine or for thinking, replace this you can roughly check alpha equal to lambda. So we get 0 to infinity sin pi lambda sin alpha theta. I have not written at this time, upon 1 minus lambda square d lambda is equal to pi by 2 sin theta. So here, but again theta is not our variable, so again change this theta. So how to change and what we have to put theta equal to? So for that we have to check the right side. As the in method, the first step is we are taking fx equal to right side, and fx means function in x variable and it is given in the theta variable. So we have to replace this theta by x. So we get the variables in our formulae. So sin pi lambda sin lambda x upon 1 minus lambda x d lambda is equal to pi by 2 sin x. So this is our notation, or in our notation this is your example. So here we replace first by alpha by lambda, because formula are in d lambda, that is lambda. So replace this alpha by lambda, and from right side we take this right side as a fx value, and fx is in x variable, so replace this theta by x. So there are two replacement, alpha by lambda, theta by x. So this is your well known example in your notations. So now check the left side integration, which sine integral formula or cos integral formula we have to use. So here variable is lambda and the other letter is x, which is present in sine, but both the terms are sine, so there is no need to check. Directly you can use the sine integral formula. In previous example, in third example, cos and sine term, both the terms are given, hence we have to check the non-variable letter is x, and we have to use here cos integral formula. But in this example both the terms are sine, so you can use Sine integral formula, it is always correct. So sine integral formula is fx equal to 0 to infinity b lambda sin lambda x dx. B lambda is 2 by pi 0 to infinity fx sin lambda x dx. Put fx value, fx is your pi by 2 sin x. So pi by 2 sin x, take this pi by 2 and 2 by pi outside, get cancelled, and sin x sin lambda x is there. So we have to use 2 sin formula to get the integration. So here 2 is not present after cancelling this, so adjust this 2, that is multiply 2 and dividing by 2. So we get 1 by 2, and the limits are given 0 to pi. For x, theta is replaced by x, so x is in between 0 to pi, so we have to replace this, change these limits from 0 to infinity to 0 to pi. So 0 to pi 2 sin. So 2 sin formula is, this is the fourth formula, 2 sin cos sin cos sin. That is your fourth formula in that 4 groups formulae. And right side is sin plus sin minus sin, cos plus cos minus cos. And in fourth formula, the first angle is your a minus b for cos, and second angle for cos is a plus b. That is reverse angle we have to take in fourth formula. So 2 sin a sin b is equal to cos a minus b minus cos a plus b. Here first angle is a, second angle is b. So 2 sin a sin b. So this is your a angle, this is your b angle. So cos minus cos, first angle is a minus b. So x minus lambda x, that is take x common, so 1 minus lambda x. Second angle is a plus b, so x plus lambda x, that is take x common, 1 plus lambda x. This is your, we have applied the formula. Then take the integration. Cos b integration is sin b upon derivative of b. Cos 1 minus lambda x is sin 1 minus lambda x upon 1 minus lambda x, derivative is 1 minus lambda. Cos b integration is sin b upon derivative of b. So cos 1 plus lambda x upon 1 plus lambda x, derivative is, b value is here 1 plus lambda x. Its derivative is 1 plus lambda, because kx derivative is k. So 1 plus lambda x derivative is 1 plus lambda. Put the limits from 0 to pi. So sin 1 minus lambda pi upon this, sin 1 plus lambda pi upon 1 plus lambda. For lower limit 0, sin 0 is 0, sin 0 is 0. So we get this. So simplify this separately, sin 1 minus lambda pi and sin 1 plus lambda pi. Multiply this pi to this, sin pi minus lambda pi, and use, that is, you can use this formula. This is your formula. Minus 1 sin n pi minus theta equal to minus 1 raised to n plus 1 sin theta. This is the again new formula. You can use this, or just you can use sin a minus b formula and sin a plus b formula, which is very familiar from your 12th standard. So this is the new one. You can remember this. The formula is sin n pi minus theta equal to minus 1 raised to n plus 1 sin theta. So sin n pi means, here n pi minus theta. So compare this n pi minus theta with this angle. So n pi, so n value is here 1. So put here 1 minus 1 raised to 1 plus 1 minus 1 square, and theta value is lambda pi. So sin lambda pi. So we get sin lambda pi. And for sin pi plus lambda pi, we have to use sin n pi plus theta. This is your sin n pi minus theta formula. This is sin n pi plus theta. For sin n pi plus theta formula is minus 1 raised to n sin theta. Compare this given angle with this your formula angle n pi plus theta. N value is 1, theta value is pi. Put here minus 1 raised to 1, minus 1, and sin theta, that is sin lambda pi. Use this formula, or just use your well-known formula sin a minus b and sin a plus b. Sin a minus b is sin cos minus cos sin. First angle is a, second b, a, b. And for a plus b, sin a plus b, sin cos, middle term is sin a plus b, take plus sign, so cos sin. First angle is a, b, a, b. So here sin pi minus lambda pi, you can use this formula, which you feel the easy formula. You can use that formula for solving this term. So sin a minus b, so it is sin pi cos lambda pi minus cos pi sin lambda pi. So sin cos cos sin, sin cos minus cos sin, First angle is pi, second angle is lambda pi. Pi lambda pi, pi lambda pi. Sin pi value is 0, so first value is 0, minus cos pi value is minus 1 into sin lambda pi. So we get sin lambda pi, which is same as this. So use this formula, which is the simple one. And for sin a plus b, we get sin cos plus cos sin. First angle is pi, second angle is lambda pi. First angle is pi, second angle is lambda pi. Sin pi value is 0, cos pi value is minus 1, sin lambda pi. So we get minus sin lambda pi. Minus sin lambda pi minus sin. So use this formula or this. These are similar formula or we are used in previous chapters, so you can use this formula. It is these will be easy to you. So put these values, two values, sin lambda pi and minus sin lambda pi here. We get 1 by 2 sin lambda pi upon 1 minus lambda pi. This sin 1 plus lambda pi is minus, so minus minus plus sin lambda pi on 1 plus lambda. Take cross multiplication. 1 plus lambda into sin lambda plus 1 minus lambda into sin term upon 1 minus lambda into 1 plus lambda is 1 minus lambda square. A minus b into a plus b. Formula is a square minus b square. That is 1 minus lambda square. And in cross multiplication we have 1 plus lambda into sin term plus 1 minus lambda into sin term. So after multiplying we get sin term plus lambda sin term minus lambda sin. So plus lambda sin term minus lambda sin term get cancelled. We get sin term plus sin term, that is 2 sin term, 2 sin lambda pi upon 1 minus lambda square. This is your value of 2 get cancelled. This is your value of b lambda. Put b lambda value in your sin integral formula. So fx equal to 0 to infinity b lambda into sin lambda x d lambda. B lambda value is this, put here. We get this our answer. And in prove that answer, we have to change the if you want this prove that answer, we have to change the variables from this your answer, which is come from your sin integral formula. So here d lambda is there and here d alpha is there. So we have to put lambda equal to alpha, and again instead of x there is a theta. After putting alpha lambda theta, and here we have lambda x, so we have to put x equal to theta. So we get, put lambda equal to alpha and x equal to theta, we get the 0 to infinity sin pi lambda sin alpha theta upon 1 minus lambda square d alpha equal to, here we put x equal to theta, so we get f of theta, and we have fx equal to, fx is pi by 2 sin x, and we want f theta because we have replaced x by theta. So f theta is pi by 2 sin theta. So which is your required, prove that answer. So this is again the same example as the previous one. Next is find the Fourier transform. This is the separate one because the previous examples are on the basis of Fourier integral formulae. So this is the special example for Fourier transform. So find the Fourier transform of e raised to minus a square x square. So this is the one example because to evaluate the integration there is a adjustment we have to remember, and one extra new formula we have to use here because it is same as the previous. So minus infinity to infinity e raised to minus variable square dt equal to root pi. This formula we have to use to evaluate the integration because the integration we can't solve by UV rule and Layard rule. So here let us see that example, but in this the function is given e raised to minus a square x square. Instead of that, same adjustment which you have used in this example, same adjustment you can use for e raised to minus x square function, e raised to minus x square by 2 function, etc. That is e raised to minus variable square or e raised to minus square term. For any e raised to minus square term, and to find the Fourier transform of that type of equation or that type of function, use the same adjustment and use this formula. So let us see the These examples I will give you as assignment. So let us see one type of this example. E raised to minus a square x square function is given and you have to find Fourier transform. And in hence part, deduce that e raised to minus x square by 2 is the self-reciprocal in the form of Fourier transform. First think about the Fourier transform of this given function, then we can see the hence part. So Fourier transform of fx formula is fs equal to integration from minus infinity to infinity fx e raised to isx dx. This is your Fourier transform formula, which is we have studied at the first, that is the first point is your Fourier transform. That formula we are using here. So put here fx value e raised to minus a square x square e raised to isx dx as it is. As the both the functions are exponential, merge this function e raised to minus a square x square plus isx, that is in powers addition. Then here we are not able to use the formula e raised to bracket integration because the bracket contains only variable term having power 1. Then only we can use the bracket formula. Here we can't use the e raised to bracket formula for finding this integration because in this variable is x and x power is here 2. So we can't use e raised to bracket formula here. Hence we have to use the another adjustment to evaluate this integration. So here we are used here this formula, and this is the new formula we have to remember. Integration from minus infinity to infinity e raised to minus variable square dt equal to root pi. So here e raised to minus variable square, so we have to bring this e raised to minus this term, this power term, as a variable square. That is, this given exponential function we have to convert into this type of function, and then we can use this formula. So how to convert the given equation into this function? That is your adjustment. That adjustment we have to remember. So here e raised to minus variable square. Here variable is x. So here we are not giving the e raised to minus x square. We are given the another term. So we have to use the substitution method to get this function, this type of function. So what is the adjustment? Here variable square coefficient is 1. So here variable coefficient is minus a square. So we have to take first this minus a square as a common factor outside the bracket. So take minus a square common or minus a square outside. So in bracket remaining bracket terms are e raised to minus a square in bracket x square, and as we have taken minus sign outside, so this will be minus sign, and a square outside, here a square is not there, so take isx upon a square. So this is your adjustment. Take minus a square outside, so in bracket the remaining terms are x square minus isx upon a square. Then write this minus a square as it is, and this bracket, as this formula contains variable square, that is square term, hence we, as a square is there but this is constant, so it is not the case. We have to convert the variable term as a square term. So here variable is x, so we have to convert this bracket as a bracket square term. And this is your common method which is we have used in first for Laplace transform chapter in shifting property. While we use the shifting property in Laplace transform, we use the method that is convert the denominator into the bracket square form, and we use the bracket square method. So same method we have to use here. X square minus isx upon a square, we have to convert this two terms or this bracket into bracket square. How to convert? Take the square root of first term, x square root is x, then take minus sign as it is, and x square root is x, and the x coefficient is is upon a square. We have to divide this x coefficient by 2, that is 1 by 2 is upon a square. So this is your second term in bracket square term. So is upon 2a square, is upon 2 square. So take x square root x and dividing by 2 to this x coefficient. So we get minus is upon 2a square. take the bracket square. Then in roughly expand this square. So x square minus 2 into x into is upon 2a square plus b square, that is I square s square upon 4a raised to 4. Simplify x square minus x is upon a square, and these two terms matched with this original equation, but the third term is extra, so we have to adjust that extra term. So this is your extra term. First simplify this. I square is minus, so minus s square upon 4a raised to 4. This is your extra term which we have taken. So which we have taken in bracket square term. So this extra term we have to eliminate. How to eliminate? There is a minus sign, so take plus sign. So plus s square upon 4a raised to 4. So here I will give you, there are some larger terms, so that we have to remember very carefully. Consider this simple example, x square plus 2x plus x square plus 2x. So this example we have to, this term we have to convert as a bracket square. So take x square square root x and coefficient of x dividing by 2. So 2 by 2 is 1. So take square. So x plus 1 bracket square. Expand this in roughly. So x square plus 2x plus 1. So by comparing this original equation with this expansion, x square and 2x are there, but plus 1 is extra. So eliminate this plus 1 by taking minus 1. This is the method. So in this, x square square root x, coefficient of x dividing by 2, that is your second term. Coefficient of x dividing by 2, that is minus is upon 2a square, that is your second term. Take square, expand this square, and the last term is I square value, put the I square value minus 1. So the last term is extra. Last term is extra in expansion, because first two terms matched with this equation, original equation. First two terms matched with this original equation. Last term is extra, we have to eliminate that by taking opposite sign term. Plus 1 eliminating by taking minus 1. Minus s square 4 a raised to 4 eliminating by taking plus s raised to 4 s square by 4 a raised to 4. This is your bracket square method. Next, in bracket there is a two terms in plus sign. So separate out this by using e raised to a plus b is e raised to a into e raised to b. So here multiply this minus a square to this first bracket plus minus a square into second term, and this e raised to minus a square into s square upon 4 raised to 4, it is constant. Minus a square into s square upon 4 a raised to 4. First multiplying, I have not written that step because it might be the lengthy example. So multiply this minus a square to this bracket. So minus a square into this bracket square term plus minus a square into s square upon 4 a raised to 4. This a square and a raised to 4 get cancelled. From a raised to 4 only remaining is a square. So we have minus s square upon 4 a raised to square. Minus s square upon 4a square. E raised to minus a square. E raised to minus s square upon 4a square. And this is your constant term as this integration is with respect to x. So take outside the integration from minus infinity to infinity, remaining is e raised to minus a square into this bracket, Now in this way we are using bracket square method and converting the e raised to minus, converting the given term as a square term. This is your square of a into this bracket. A into bracket square is a square into bracket square. So this is e raised to minus square term we bring here. We have to bring here. But we want only single variable square term, so that we can use this formula. So for having use of this formula, we have to use this substitution method. First, we use this bracket square method, converting the given example into square term, then use the substitution method to have the e raised to minus t square term. So for having e raised to minus t square here, we use t equal to its square root, that is t equal to a and single bracket, a into single bracket is equal to t. We use this substitution so that after putting this t value, this value is t, then this value will be t square, so that we can use this formula. So for having variable square term from this formula, we use the single term is equal to t. This is your substitution. Use this substitution. So e raised to minus s square 4a square as it is, integration from minus infinity to infinity. Change the limits. These are limits for x. So put x equal to infinity, t is infinity. Put x equal to minus infinity, t is minus infinity. Put x equal to infinity, t is infinity. So t limits are minus infinity to infinity, e raised to minus a square into bracket square is t square, and dx value is here a as it is, x derivative is dx, this is your constant, derivative is 0, equal to t derivative is dt. So dx value is dt upon a, dt upon a. Take this 1 by a outside, e raised to minus s square upon 4a square as it is, minus infinity e raised to minus t square dt, and this integration directly we can write answer as root pi. So we get root pi upon a e raised to minus s square 4a square. So this is your answer of e raised to minus a square x square Fourier transform. So in this example, we use the two adjustment. First is bracket square adjustment or bracket square method, and use this new formula. Minus infinity to infinity e raised to minus variable square dt equal to root pi answer. So for using this formula, we apply this adjustment. Now in hence part, what is the meaning of this hence part? Deduce that e raised to minus x square by 2 is the self-reciprocal in the form of Fourier transform. So as you know that hence part is obtained from the first half part answer. So first half part answer is Fourier transform equal to this answer. Fourier transform of fx equal to this answer. So Fourier transform of fx means Fourier transform of fx is your e raised to minus a square x square. Put here Fourier transform of e raised to minus a square x square equal to root pi upon a e raised to minus s square by 4a square. This is your first half part answer, and we have to use this to get the hence part answer. So in hence part, the function is different. E raised to minus x square by 2 is given for Fourier transform, and we proved that Fourier transform of e raised to minus a square x square is this answer. And in hence part, we required e raised to minus x square by 2. So for we must have to use the hence part first half part answer. So how to use this answer? The e raised to minus a square x square Fourier transform with this answer. And to get the meaning of this self-reciprocal, first obtain the e raised to minus x square by 2 Fourier transform. And how to get the e raised to minus x square by 2 Fourier transform? We are not using this method because this is under the hence part. We are using the first half part answer. First half part answer is for this. This function Fourier is this. We want e raised to minus x square by 2 Fourier. So compare this e raised to minus x square by 2 this. So what we have to put? A square equal to. So put a square equal to. If we put a square equal to half, we get e raised to minus x square by 2 Fourier directly from the first half part answer. No need to solve this. So directly this is your important substitution. For hence part, this is again common step, that is we have to put some substitution. So from in first half part answer, put a square equal to 1 by 2, we get Fourier of e raised to minus x square to direct root pi. A square is 1 by 2, so a is 1 by root 2. Take this 1 by root 2 in numerator, so root 2 into root pi, that is root 2 pi e raised to minus s square by 4, and 1 upon a square. A square value is 1 by 2, so its reciprocal 1 upon a square is 2. 1 upon a square is 2. So minus s square by 4 as it is, 1 upon a square is 2, 2 by 4 is 2. So we get root 2 pi e raised to minus s square by 2. and this is your Fourier of e raised to minus x square by 2. So by putting only s square equal to 1 by 2 in first half part answer, we get Fourier of e raised to minus x square by 2 equal to root 2 pi into e raised to minus x square by 2. And as you can check the left and right side function, e raised to minus variable square by 2 into some constant into e raised to minus s is again variable, e raised to minus variable square by 2. So these two functions are same. E raised to minus variable square by 2, some constant into e raised to minus variable square by 2. So here Fourier transform of e raised to minus x square by 2 is again some constant into same function. So this particular function Fourier transform we get as a again that same function with some constant. So hence you can say that the e raised to minus x square by 2 Fourier is not changed. Same function we got. E raised to minus x square by 2 Fourier is same function. That same function in another variable. That is only s variable is there. But functions are same. E raised to minus x square by 2, e raised to minus s square by 2. That is functions are same, only variables are different. Here variable is x, here variable is s. That is you can think as a dummy variable. So this function and these functions are same. So we get the Fourier transform of this function as that function itself. So hence we can say that e raised to minus x square by 2 is self reciprocal of its Fourier transform. E raised to minus x square by 2 is self reciprocal because its Fourier transform is, we get the same answer, same function, we get the same function with some constant. So e raised to minus x square by 2 is the self reciprocal in the form of Fourier transform. This is your meaning of this hence part sentence. Thank you.